Within our subconscious, we will find the deepest drivers of our psychic experience. We will discover the true causes of our actions, thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Therefore, it is perhaps the activity of exploring one's subconscious is perhaps the most intimate acquaintance you will ever have with your psychology. It is something that is exploring the true and deeper causes of events in your mind. And if we don't go on this journey of trying to understand our subconscious, we are, rejecting the call to understand the causes of our being, the causes of our actions, the causes of our mental phenomena. And in that, if we don't try to understand the causes of our mental phenomena, we really become a slave to them. We become almost a robot, just going through the motions, just responding to reactions, responding to our intuitions, being almost a slave to them without endeavoring to really question and understand why I feel the way I feel. If we just reside in our feelings and don't look deeper, we're not really endeavoring in an effort to really understand ourselves. And I think, many people, including ourselves, go about life unconsciously, rarely giving pause to question the state of affairs of our mind. We just sort of have a thought and we act on it without questioning the nature of why that thought appeared. But if we can step back and cultivate a kind of curiosity about our own minds, a curiosity about the causes of our mental elements, the things that arise and why they arise, if we can cultivate that curiosity to, pull on the thread and look deeper, we will, by that action, come to understand the nature of our being more and more. We will elucidate the sort of deep drivers of our actions, of ourselves, in much more resolution. And this is why I think it's a very important thing to do, to step back from your life and to try and really understand, where you are right now currently. What are the deep motivations that are orienting your being currently? Why do you think about the things that you do? Why do you focus on the things that you do? Why do you feel a certain way? You have to ask these why questions in order to probe in deeper, to probe into the nature of things, to the true causes of things. So really, like, the exploration of one's subconscious is an exploration into the causes of their conscious experiences. It's an exploration into, the deeper reality of their conscious experience. And it's something that it does very much acquaint you intimately with your psyche. And it can be quite an affronting thing to look at in clearer detail, the real drivers of their patterns. Sometimes it can be a humbling and confronting and scary thing to explore one's subconscious, because you may come across things that you repress, things that you ignore, things that you're scared to look at because it may, confront you with the fact that you are a flawed and imperfect human being. But ultimately, if we are to truly heal ourselves, if we are to truly move towards psychological wholeness and peace and contentment, we have to look at the subconscious patterns that are troubling, the subconscious patterns that keep us trapped, that, perhaps are these complexes of limiting beliefs, these negative feelings that we have about ourselves. Many of us do have these sorts of feelings, these negative self-concepts that are, maybe subconsciously held on a deep level, and then they have sort of expressions in our conscious lives, and we have certain thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this or that thing, or people can't like me, or these sorts of things. People will just blindly accept those thoughts as facts, and it will, keep them really trapped in these certain negative cycles of being. But if you can really look at those thoughts, really question the validity of those thoughts, and look into the sort of the deeper subconscious causes of those thoughts, whether it's residing in certain traumatic experiences, certain childhood experiences, you can eventually integrate and transcend these sorts of negative concepts in your mind by first sort of bringing to conscious the unconscious drivers of these sorts of things. And that's really the nature of shadow work, which I've talked about. And shadow work is really the conscious exploration of the repressed and often, negative aspects of your psyche that you are scared of looking at. Because, the reasons I stated, because it sort of confronts you with your flaws, your imperfections, the things that you don't want to acknowledge into your personality, so you bury it. But true healing requires that we accept unconditionally all the aspects of ourselves, even the stuff that is not socially normative or acceptable by conventional society, or even by ourselves. We have to accept it and look at it and integrate it all unconditionally. That is really the true path to healing, to development, development of the highest order. And it all comes down to this action of bringing to consciousness the unconscious, bringing to consciousness the true and deeper causes of phenomena within your psyche. And I think it is something that we should all endeavor to do in our lives, to make the subconscious conscious. Like and subscribe. Enjoy.